の父が授けた勇気を胸に行くぞ太郎ウルトラの母が送った愛を心に飛ぶんだ太郎少年時代に憧れた宇宙戦士の時は今待ち受ける幾多の冒険も愛と勇気で越えてゆけ地球を目指せ緑の星へ兄さんたちも戦った思い出の星美しい星地球が待っている太郎太郎太郎
Hello, you are listening to Ultra Q, episode 130, I think.
Yep. Yes.
My name is Red. I'm joined by Mel.
Let me levitate this orb.
Yeah.
Oh no, I failed.
Often,
Dad,
yeah.
how do I do this?
No, you gotta learn how to levitate orbs from Ultra 7. But, like, not directly. You have to watch footage. You have to watch game footage.
As part of your training, we're gonna light you on fire.
This is always happening to me. Also joined by Brad.
This is the one they chose to call Story, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the it's Ultraman story. It's the story of Ultraman, Taro.
Yeah.
We are once again discussing the childhood of a character that explicitly did not have a childhood.
The same character, in fact.
Yeah, the same
character.
character.
When that happened in the show, I was thinking of this movie because I knew about it.
Oh, I see. That's funny. So yeah,
Rabbit Dog extremely not showing up in this movie, though.
No, so not appearing in this film. We watched Ultraman Story. It is a movie. Mel, do you have an explanation of how this happened?
Yeah, I got the production stuff.
Yeah, would you like to explain for us how this happened? I suppose what I'll do quickly is I'll say what the movie is. The movie is about Ultraman Taro learning to become an Ultraman that is trusted by the father of Ultra to defend the Earth against aliens, and various other kaiju as well. And Taro has to train, and this training takes the form of watching old footage of Ultraman shows, sometimes
including ones that happened after his own show.
Yep.
Yes. Now, some of this footage did just serve to make me say things like, "Oh my god, Return of Ultraman was so good."
Yeah.
Return of Ultraman showed up, and with that fucking fight with the Twin Tails at sunset, and I was like, "Oh my god, the show looks so good. Take us back."
Yeah.
By the end of the movie, there's been, the father of Ultra has been killed in that one episode of Ace where that happens, but now Taro is involved. They all go save the day. They go fight the bad guy and beat the bad guy.
The bad guy who is Judah, who is somehow still alive.
Yeah, Judah. Judah is here. They defeat Judah. That's the movie. Mel, how did this happen?
Yeah. Okay. With the exception of the Hanuman movie, every movie thus far has been a compilation movie or a film version of an episode.
This is also that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like half more of
it's got a frame
real
device.
movie compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
There's a lot more like Gamera Super Monster. Which ironically is more enjoyable than the movies
footage.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is ironically, Gamera Super Monster is more enjoyable than some of the movies that is taking footage from. In spite of being a bizarre, strange.
Mm-hmm.
They just used some footage of by Space Shellship Yamato in that movie too.
Okay. Wait, what? The anime?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
They
Go
just
watch
got
the movie.
anime footage in the middle of this movie?
Go watch the movie and find out. And listen to
Maybe.
the podcast. The final Gamera movie pod's coming out this week as well, by the way.
Yeah. Nice.
Anyway, let me go through. Yeah, so the fact that this movie is at least like half not a compilation movie is and made in Japan by Super Eye themselves is like significant when compared to all we had besides Hanuman is the other reused footage. So let's just briefly go brief history through the other Ultraman movies we've had so far. In 1967, we've had Ultraman Monster Movie Feature, which is a compilation of episodes 1, 8, 26, and 27. That being the Gomorrah two-parter. In 1979, we have... no, that's probably 1969. We have Ultraman Ultra 7 Great Violent Monster Fight, which is not really a movie and more like a 15-minute theme park attraction where you're in a panoramic screen and you just see fights from Ultraman and Ultra 7 while Busca gives commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Episode in between 1971 and 1972, you have three theatrical releases of Return of Ultraman episodes. We have the Twin Tail two-parter, the Seagrath and Seamons two-parter, and the Jiro Rides the Monster episode.
Yeah.
Then we have 1973. We have 3 Taro theatrical episodes. We have the first episode, the Vampire Plant episode, and the Space Moth team-up episode. 1979, we have the Jisoji compilation movie. Apparently notable because it was the first Ultraman movie to be distributed by Shoshoku instead of Toho. This would be true for basically every other Ultraman movie going forward, with a few exceptions that I didn't note down, but we'll presumably see when we get to them. I think the Shin movies are all Toho, so. 1979 also gave us Ultraman Great Monster Decisive Battle. As mentioned in the last movie episode, this was the third of 3 movies put out in Japan in 1979, alongside the Japanese dub, the Hanuman movie and the aforementioned Jisoji movie, to capitalize on sort of the renewed interest in Ultraman at the time. This one was basically a compilation movie of other episodes of Ultraman 66, but in contrast, and maybe also had some footage of some other shows, but I don't know. But in contrast to Jisoji compilation, this was like the Let's Show Them hits and mostly getting the quote-unquote popular episodes. There's also a movie
so
where
not all the episodes we want.
Yeah, this is the one where we got the new footage, extended Bolton fight footage that we watched for that Ultra Fight episode.
I see.
It also includes a prologue featuring all the Showa Ultra Heroes gathering, and also an original fight scene featuring the main Ultraman from the concurrently airing The Ultraman anime in his first live action appearance. So, gone there right away. 1984, Ultraman Zoffy, Ultra Warriors versus the Giant Monster Army. This was released earlier in the year compared to Ultraman Story, so the same year. And the framing device is basically Zoffy telling the audience about a bunch of different episodes of Showa Ultraman. They even got Zoffy's original voice actor, Hikaru Arano, from the original Ultraman show to come back after the first time in 17 years.
Why?
I don't know.
Sure, though. Sure.
Yeah. However, there is one important aspect of this movie that I need to mention.
Yeah.
That makes it historically important.
Oh, okay.
This is the movie where Super Eye starts calling Shin Man by his official name going forward, Ultraman Jack.
That's true! Yep. I did notice this. I was like, oh,
yeah.
That's him.
That's him. If you recall, Jack was originally considered for Taro based on Jack the Giant Slayer. And from what I could tell, the decision came in... Part of the decision was they needed a formal, real standardized name for merchandise reason. Also, just after a decade, he's like, well, we haven't settled on a name. We should probably just pick one. So yeah, bit's over. I don't know how long has it been?
It's been
2 years.
Some time.
Wait, so his name is Ultraman Jack? No.
Wow, I'm so surprised. I never knew he was named Jack this whole time.
Yeah.
It's not like the Mill Creek subs just included the name in the subtitles ahistorically.
Yeah, this whole time. I'm so sick. I'm so sick of subtitle. I realize translating is a very difficult job. I understand. I understand that you have style guides and stuff, and you have to, you can't just, I wish that all translation was done on a case-by-case basis for every decision, but I recognize there are style guides and stuff. I'm so annoyed by the tendency of translations to assume that I can't hear what's being said at the same time. I can hear the name that's being said and not said. Anyway.
Yeah. They just call him Shinman and Leo.
I've just seen on Blue Sky that in a Christmas episode of Cinderella Grey, while the characters are very clearly saying Merry Christmas, the subtitles are saying Happy Holidays. Which is very
this
funny.
happened to me when I played Air Crew's campaign,
which is so funny. Just I don't think they're having like a I don't think Japan is well, except for that one Ultraman episode where they're like, Christmas is a Christian holiday. You know what? Yeah, maybe I take it back. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. You may continue.
As a brief tour on the subject of research, I will use this time to mention that because it's on the spreadsheet that we would never watch, but just for a historical document. On TV, Tsuburaya used a series of 5-minute shorts using reused footage and narration, not unlike Ultra Fight, to keep the brand alive from 1988 to 1996, so basically up to Tiga existing.
Okay. Lol.
These would air every weekday on TV Tokyo for like a full year, as a cheap way to ensure Ultraman was on TV all the time. Also, at some point, Arashi and Fuji's actors start hosting a bunch of these shows and reprise their old roles in some of them. Not all of them. Sometimes they're just there as a different guy. Because why not, I guess.
Fuji has goodwill for Ultraman.
I mean, she did. She was in the Japanese dub of Ultraman Rising.
Oh, she was.
Anyway, these series are Ultraman Kaiju Encyclopedia in 1988, which is whereas a narrator would give exposition about different kaiju. Ultra Kaiju Compendium in 1989, where the Ultra Brothers give exposition about different subjects from previous shows. Ultraman M715, because that's the time in the morning when it airs, in 1990, which is just summaries of old episodes. Ultraman M17, Ultra Hero Special Moves Research in 1991, a showcase of different Ultraman special moves. Ultraman M730, Ultra Monster Attack Technique Encyclopedia in 1992, a showcase of different kaiju abilities. Ultraman M730, Ultraman Monster Battle Game 1993, Ultraman King scores the battles between Ultras and the kaiju. I wonder who wins. Ultraman in M73, Schwatch English in 1994, where Ultraman Powered tries to teach Pigmon and other guest kaiju English, because Ultraman Powered happened this time. Ultraman M73, Ultra Kaiju Databank 1995, another exposition series about kaiju. And then the most interesting of these, Ultraman M73, Ultraman M730, Ultraman Land 1996, an original series made with puppets of the Ultras and kaiju having comedic adventures. Where it seems that Pigmon might be the protagonist, and also Ultraman 80 teaches a classroom of kaiju as homeroom teacher.
Hang on, that's pretty good.
That is good. It's a quote adaptation of a thing called Ultra P, which is a series of stage shows using the same puppets created by the puppet theater company Koganamushi. So basically, they had the puppets at live shows, and they decided to make a TV series out of it.
Okay.
So that's fun. It also has a fun ED, which I might share later, eventually, down the road. But don't worry about that for now. Back to the subject of the cinema. There have been other attempts to get Ultraman movies off the ground before this and never really went anywhere. I'm relying on, haven't used him in a long time, my friend Triblast blog for this, so thank you again. 1967, so like super early, Ultraman is still on TV. They wanted to make a movie called Ultraman Operation Giant. The plot would involve the Boltons building an evil robot named Napoleon, who would lure the SSSP into a trap to fight a giant robot called Steel Giant G. And at the same time, a kaiju from underground called Molgo would be attacking too. And oh no, what will it do? And also, Ultraman gets a beam sword. Here's some images.
I love images. Okay. I see that, like... Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
The big G.
Yeah. Which I guess, to be honest, looks a bit like King Joe a bit, almost. No, that's Napoleon looks a bit like King Joe.
Yeah.
But anyway, the reason the movie ended up not getting made is basically down to resources. Any resources towards the movie would detract from the TV series, and they didn't want to risk that, so they made the compilation movie instead. That said, the script itself was basically completed, and so was able to be adapted into a manga and also novelization by Toshihiro Iijima down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Jizoji also had a canceled movie project called Ultraman Monster Bible at some undetermined time in the 60s and 70s. However, I will not get into the details of that because that ties directly into the eventual Ultra Q movie he did. So I'll give you the details of that later. Second verse, same as the first. Later in the 1970s, there was an attempt to get a Western collaborative project called Ultraman: The Jupiter Effect. However, this relates directly to the production of Ultraman USA, which we'll be covering in a couple weeks, so I'll also leave that for later. Finally, the last canceled movies thus far, because I won't get into the future, obviously. And those relevant to this movie. After Andro Melos ended, they wanted to do an Andro Melos movie that crossed over to Ultraman for a big hero team-up. I'm sure you noticed that Ultraman's story features some elements of Andro Melos tying into it, so they're clearly laying the groundwork of something.
Which was fucking shocking.
However, Ultraman's story bombed so hard at the box office that Melos never got off the ground. The Melos movie.
Let's fucking go.
Owned.
So I feel like I don't think Judah's coming back from this one, guys.
I don't think Judah's coming back. Judah has come back 3 times now.
His sword is just going to end up in some pirate's room at some point.
Yeah.
Where
somehow.
How did we get this concentration of this much concentration of Judah?
Sometimes, listen.
I mean, it's clearly like part of like a brand initiative thing. It's like
this is an industry plant. Someone.
But the coincidence of Omega touching this at the same time that we're watching this.
Oh wait, that is just a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
It's like how China sent over that balloon when we were watching Balloonga.
Exactly.
Or like when they aired the episode of Blazer with the washing machine before we got to Alien Kanan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Like 2 weeks before or something.
We're writing reality.
Exactly.
We're basically Haruhi collectively.
Swiss so sorry.
Anyway, this movie was released in features on July 14th, 1984. It was a double feature with a short movie called Anime-chan, which is about a girl named Anime-chan accidentally becoming roommates with Kanagon, Buska, and Pigmon after drawings of them come to life Gavadon style, and hijinks ensue as they have to get part-time jobs at an amusement park because the food expenses pile up. Hopefully,
Sounds great.
I think I was Twitter mutuals with Anime-chan circa like 2014.
Okay.
I hope one day it'll be a good way to watch this, so we can watch it and cover it in the show. But for now, we have to wait. Anyway, crew of this movie: director Koichi Takano, writer Yasushi Hirano, cinematography Takeshi Yamamoto. As for the cast, narrator is Yoshio Kaneuchi, young Taro, suit actor is Akito Kato, voice Masako Nozawa, who you may know as the voice of Goku and Guillemon.
Goku. Taro is Goku. Confirmed.
Which makes sense.
Except Taro grows out of the Goku voice, which Goku doesn't do because Dragon Ball has courage.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that surprised me when I heard Japanese Dragon Ball for the first time. I was like, "Oh, Goku's got the kid voice." That's definitely not what they did for the English stuff.
She a legend.
Adult Taro, suit actor is Mitsutoshi Shiroya, voice Hiroya Ishimaru, who is the voice of Taro from now on up until 2023.
That's so long.
Yeah, and then he retired from being a voice actor.
Well, yeah, he's got to be fucking old.
Yeah. No, I can still be Sharaz number 1 last time. And also Durandal for some reason.
Oh, oh my god. Coming back for Durandal. Beloved character Durandal.
Father Ultra suit actor Tomoyuki Amai, voice actor Taro Ishida, who voiced Cagliostro in the Lupin movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mother of Ultra suit actor Yumiko Otsuka, voice actress Masako Ikeda, who voiced Reika and Aim for the Ace, Mytel in Galaxy Express 999, and Silky Mao in Dunbine.
Yeah.
Zoffy suit actor Yoshihiro Inada, voice actor Takashi Tsuda, OG Ultraman suit actor Masatoshi Tsukimoto, voices Kenyu Horiuchi, who voiced Andro Wolf, and you can go back a few episodes to hear all the things he's done since.
Yeah. Fucking loads.
Seven suit actor Seichi Yasuda, voice actor Juji Matsuda, Shinman, or as we know him now, Jack, suit Yoshinari Ueno, voice actor Masayuki Yomoro, who is also the voice of 80 in this movie, and it's a bunch of minor roles in different anime around this time. And then Ace suit actor Masakazu Yanagata, who voiced by Hiroshi Sato, who was also the voice of Leo in this movie. We have Dokkan.
Cool.
Suit actor Masao Fukuzawa, who's primarily the suit actor for Manila in the Godzilla movies, and also young Paul Gosari. Judah, voiced by Kei Wada, who played a single supporting role in Tomorrow's Joe in 1970. And
Cool.
Grand King suit actor Tomoyaki Miyamoto. Anyway, what is happening in the media sphere in 1984?
Okay.
Godzilla's back with the Return of Godzilla, the first quote-unquote Heisei era movie, despite the fact that it's still the Showa era for a few more years.
Mm-hmm.
Toei's putting out steady series of shows. This is the first Chodenshi Bioman, the first time we get 2 women Sentai on a team.
Hell yeah.
And 80s Sentai finds itself. Male Heroes has the 3rd Space Sheriff series, Shider. Fushigi Comedy series has Dokincho Nimurin, which is a Weird Fury mascot. And there's a miscellaneous show called Nebula Mask Machine Man. Also, you have the TV movie Birth of the 10th, Kamen Riders All Together, that was intended to be a pilot for a new rider show starring the new hero, Kamen Rider Z-Cross, but that did not happen, and then some guy made Kamen Rider Spirits as a replacement, as the manga series. So the stream could fulfill in some form. Anyway, you know what anime is coming out this year?
What year is this?
We got Nausicaa Valley of the Wind,
That's
Heavy
a big
Metal
one.
Algaim,
Hell yeah.
Urusei
I need to
Yatsura
finish
2,
that.
Beautiful Dreamer, Lupin the
Nice.
Third Part 3, Future Boy Conan, Giant Gorg, God Mazinger, Super Dimensional Cavalry, Southern Cross, Do You Remember Love, Purge the Magic Fairy, which is the second Pierrot Magical show, Fist of the North Star, and Panzer World Galliant.
Holy shit, we are fucking in it.
Yeah, you know what else is in it?
What?
A certain manga is starting this year by Akira Toriyama called Dragon Ball.
Oh, hell yeah.
We are in it.
Anyway, here's some Western movies out this year. Ghostbusters.
I would just
Indiana
like to
Jones. Yeah.
I would just like to mention, essential for that Dragon Ball happens shortly after Zarbungle, because there is prime Proto Bulma in one of the Zarbungle women. And I know Akira Toriyama liked Zarbungle because there's a fucking Dr. Slump panel where they're watching Zarbungle.
Nice.
I've never made that connection, but that makes sense.
Yeah, Elchi on the one wheel thing, and I'm like, that's fucking Bulma.
Yeah, I see it.
Now some Western stuff. We got Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Gremlins, The Karate Kid, Streets of Fire, Paris, Texas, The Terminator, Nightmare on Elm Street, David Lynch's Dune, Star Trek III: The Search for Spock.
That's not good.
Do they find him?
No.
No, they do find Spock. They do find, that is the plot of The Search for Spock. Is they do in fact find the beloved character who will be sticking around for the rest of the movies.
Well, what was the Star Trek movie thing I said on this podcast that left you incredulous? Because I remember this happened.
You asked if
recently.
Wrath of Khan was the good one, and I got mad.
That's what people like, right?
Yes.
I don't know.
I immediately.
That's like the one thing I knew about the movie. Anyway, also the Fifth Doctor is still kicking.
Cricket Man.
This year is also the release in the literary space of Heretics of Dune, the fifth Dune novel by Frank Herbert. And also Neuromancer by William Gibson.
Yeah. There you go.
Cyberpunk is here.
And then video games. We got Plus, the sequel to Galaga, Punch-Out, Balloon Fight, The Tower of Jiraga, Marble Madness, and also Falcom's first Dragon Slayer game.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Video games.
We're gonna get more of them. Anyway, that's me.
Will we? From now on?
Yeah.
I mean, from 1984.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see which Ultraman is closest to the release of Doki Doki Panic.
It's probably great. I see. What's Doki Doki Panic out?
What if Ultraman Great's dog shit?
It could be.
Well, we'll find out in a few weeks.
I imagine, I'm going to call my show Ultraman 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ultraman USA. I think Ultraman USA is the same year as. No. Well,
Kamen Rider Cinema Sinless.
Oh, Cinema Sinless would be a great handle.
Anyway.
Well. Jack was not a giant.
He was a giant slayer, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ultraman
And,
Jack
like-
is a giant.
And he kills kaiju, which are giant.
Yeah, but he's not a giant.
Don't worry about
He
it.
was a little guy.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it? Okay. I won't worry about it.
We didn't say this. I have to say this now, even though we didn't say this on the Omega episode that we just recorded that you won't hear until later.
Next week.
But like when they said, "Oh, the kaiju rose up on Earth before, but like it was different that time," I was almost expecting them to show a flashback of dinosaurs.
I was fully expecting like mammoths and shit.
They need to do like the OG Devilman thing where they're like, oh, those dinosaurs, original demons.
Yeah, you know what? I can't
Ultraman
believe we
killed the
didn't talk about
dinosaurs.
that. I can't believe we didn't talk about that on the episode. When you're listening, dearest listener, to next week's skipping the queue about Omega, just insert this conversation
Yes.
into there because that's a very important part of those episodes.
Well,
is
clearly
the
there
fact
was
that
just
the kaiju.
we just had like that much more meat to that we just forgot about it.
Yeah, we forgot it. We had a lot to talk about. We did actually. Yeah, it's good. Anyway, speaking of things we have a lot to talk about,
Yes.
Ultraman story.
Yeah.
Yep.
My main takeaways from Ultraman's story are, again, one, they showed us they were like, let's flash back to Return of Ultraman, and showed me a single shot of Return of Ultraman, and I went, oh my god, we have to return. Return with a V. I can't believe it looked like this.
I like the bit at the start where Taro was like trying to train by like throwing a rock and trying to shoot it and failing.
Yes,
And then
that
he
was pretty good.
picks a fight with a kaiju, and then Mother Ultra will be like, no, sometimes they're a good kaiju. His entire species is kind. You have to be nice.
Yeah,
His entire species is kind.
it's
Also,
yeah.
there are examples of good kaiju out there, like the ones that we trap in little balls so that we can kill the bad kaiju
Yeah.
easier.
Yes.
Oh.
This moment does contain a very important moment in which the father of Ultra says, Taro, watch this, and then beams video footage directly into
Yes.
Taro's head,
Yes.
and I will be making use of this clip in the future. Thank you very much, Ultraman Story.
Someone more adept at like editing video could also grab green screen a lot of those like Taro in front of the monitor watching a clip
Yes.
moments.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
To
yes,
make shit as
absolutely.
well. I love how immediately the clip reuse was betrayed by, meanwhile on Earth, whatever in that one, Middle Eastern kingdom is
Yes.
like under
Yes.
attack.
There's a compression of like when shows are happening that's just maybe like this is Tokai Teo hanging out with symbol
Yes.
Rudolph at school.
Well, it's not only that, but then they cut to it, and then it just cuts to original Ultraman, who I forgot looks like mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
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 They're just like,
looks like
oh,
shit.
oh yeah.
They went
Like,
specifically with the episode where his face looks like shit.
Why did they pick that episode?
so I was thinking about this because there feels like there's almost no rhyme or reason for a lot of these clips other than like the Ace episode that's like the big crossover, and I genuinely bet they were the easiest ones to edit around and ADR so that it fits in with the narrative they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And you don't have to cut to different actors that you probably have to pay royalties to otherwise.
I like the idea that
Father Ultra turning on the channel is like, hey, look at this El King and Mephiles fight. Now they're back.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the footage of Taro fighting those guys.
I like the idea that there are clips of the Ultramen fighting that are somehow difficult to ADR. I don't know how. Now there is a feature of this thing that I took note of, which is that when they introduce an Ultraman, they characterize the Ultraman.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Zoffy is listed as an excellent tactician.
He's like the Thrawn of Ultraman.
He's the Thrawn of Ultraman. Oh, by the way, here's Zoffy. OG Ultraman is a first-rate warrior gifted with a decisive and persevering mind. Now, that's true.
Fucking jerk-off motion. Oh my god.
Here's the thing. That is true. That is true bad.
Derogatory.
He is decisive and he is persevering in a direction. Ultra 7 is blessed with composure and an unbending will. Which means that the others are not blessed with composure.
Yeah, this is my thing with all these descriptions. I'm like, these all describe all of them, basically.
But here's the thing. I like the idea that someone was like, well, obviously Ultra 7 is the composed one, like measured against the other Ultramen.
Yeah.
And this is something we've actually said before. Is that, one, OG Ultraman is murderous and constantly trying to pick a fight with something. And then there was that episode of Return of Ultraman where we were saying like, well, where, Dan
would not strangle the child.
Dan would not strangle the child. Dan would handle this.
That is true. That is the big thing that excited us about
It is also funny getting this post-Leo, though.
Yes, it is. Because he's not anymore. He's not that guy anymore. He's different now. Ultraman Jack, the young Ultra Warrior, full of courage and never easily determined. He's not young anymore. He's from the 70s. It's been a while.
It's like, a decade. A decade without a name.
Ultraman Ace is the hot-blooded... it refers to the hot-blooded, razor-sharp moves of Ultraman Ace. I would also like it noted that the Ace flashback is the boat guy episode.
Yes. Yeah.
Which means
like, that's where Taro finds his host.
Yeah, Taro finds his host watching this clip. I didn't get a note of Leo or 80. I don't know if they had description because they're people from the future.
What is 80 doing here? Well, I guess what is Leo doing? But especially what is 80 doing
Don't worry
here?
about it.
But the thing about Leo is that it's so funny. They briefly consider chronology when they present Leo because the father of Ultra says, "Now let's look at some warriors who aren't Ultra brothers," because Leo isn't an Ultra brother yet. And they watch an Ultraman Leo fight. And then and here's Ultraman 80. So I give up.
Yeah. I think it's like Leo fights a saucer beast and then 80 fights Red King. So
yeah. So,
I like that also, too, because of how there's a discrepancy here with how I personally have envisioned Ultra Beings as being this, like, nearly timeless, like, ancient people that, like, lifespans are probably well beyond ours in terms of scale.
And now we have a childhood.
And now we have a child that within the span of years goes to be a full-ass adult.
Time is fake. This will probably continue to be an aspect of the franchise.
100%. It makes sense.
Oh, go for it.
I do like that Father of Ultra gives his son the Dan training that Dan gives Leo.
Yeah.
like lighting him on fire.
I hated the training bits of this so much.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not good, but I just think him lighting his son on fire is just really funny. It's just
out of context, yes.
It's just really good. I also kind of like some of the set design in this movie. Like, I like the future stuff, like the Crystal City, and like obviously, notably, this is different than when Taro took us Light of Light last time. But also,
yeah, I was kind of wishing that it looked more
like
the last time we saw it.
I like the fucking weird orb that Taro tries to levitate. I like the crystal buildings. I don't know, it's neat.
I want to go back to the vision from the manga where there are ultra cops going like, you can't fly here.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of what I expected them to make it look like the first time we saw it, and now that we kind of do have it, I thought the old one was kind of weird in a way that I wish they stuck with, but also is probably much more difficult to make.
I wonder what the future will hold.
No.
Also, Father Ultra being like Father Ultra being like a transparent coffin is funny.
The incorporation of the very first Father of Ultra episode where he drops to Earth and immediately dies is it is, you know, it's like someone somewhere is like, oh, this is how we can get like arcs in this movie.
Yeah,
not that one.
Not that one.
Yeah, I can't put them. Yeah.
Well, you could have the classic the mentor figure dies moment.
Yeah.
For our hero Taro.
Yeah. Despite the fact that Taro had an entire show about that already.
Yes.
A decade previous.
That's been a few years now, and we need to make something so the kids buy the toys again.
Now here's the thing about this movie. They've made Taro a dad guy. A guy who has a relationship with his dad.
Yeah.
Taro is a guy who has a relationship with his mum.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Which is sad. I
like how since the introduction of Ultramom, she's basically been around to get kidnapped in a manga, sometimes show up to help out, I guess, a little bit, and now teach her son racism.
Yes.
The thing is, in Taro itself, she had a better hit rate than Father of Ultra did.
Yes.
At the time of Taro itself.
Yeah, he did blow up that whole planet. I can't remember if that was Taro or
that was Leo. That was
Leo. That was retroactive.
Oh, but it's like one of the greatest things that's ever happened. Is the thing.
Casually blows up.
You gotta edit the footage of like Father of Ultra beaming
Taro
footage. Taro watched this, so shows him going up the planet.
I've already done Moe Kai, so yeah, I can do that.
Put on the accounts. But
yeah, I will.
Yeah, no, that's a banger in the making.
I gotta be honest. When you post that, I almost expected that's what it was going to be, but
oh no, that
Father of Ultra. This is why your son thinks that he could just beat up anyone who he thinks is evil. This is the result.
Well, that's different.
It
does feel like the movie suggests that like Taro went to Earth and fought and had his entire arc, but it was still incomplete. But also don't worry about it.
I'm like, the thing. There's a thing that they're going for here is that like Taro needs toughening up.
Yeah.
Which
and
again
he's
is
overconfident, as opposed to regular confidence.
Yeah, as opposed to regular confidence. He's like needs to, you know, he needs like tough treatment, Leo style learning.
So he can be a super ultra warrior, not
so
just
he can be a super
warrior.
not he
like
can
the
be
manga.
the most ultra of all the ultras.
So he can be a hero of justice and not just a hero.
Not just a hero.
Yeah, plus ultra.
But it's like, again, Taro the character is from a show about giving up that power, about growing up, like the act of growing up means giving up
who
this.
is different.
the fucking ending of Taro is so good. And
He walks
again,
the lonely road, the only one that he will ever know.
yes, he does.
Now,
Red, well, that's another edit that needs to happen.
Are you saying that creators of a Forever franchise have issues with like undermining the finality of a story?
Well, I think the broader
not
issue,
even the finality, just the kind of theme. Like I think these characters. Okay, the Ultramen do not necessarily have characters to me, but because they're
that's
from,
what I was gonna say.
But because they're from shows that are trying to do different things, they mean different things to me. Yeah. And so having Taro be the guy going through the Leo training and learning to be like a super powerful guy is bizarre, because Taro is the guy from the Goofy Child show where like that's about, you know, your mum is raising you and then one day you're going to grow up and, you know, and leave the nest, and that means leaving the childish fantasy of Taro behind, and you know, but it's like, you know, and then taking that and using him for this is like strange. It's just a strange decision.
To be fair to them, this is true for us because we're doing the work of combing through this shit and getting these.
Yes.
Yeah,
for the vast majority of the audience, these characters are distinguished by the list of enemies they have defeated and powers they have according to encyclopedia books.
Which I suppose is demonstrated by the choice of footage by the choice of this being a compilation of fights.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to make bad math claims, but I'm like, the people who watch Taro, some of them might be old enough to be dads taking their kids to the theater.
They're fathers of ultras themselves.
Yeah, like
they have horns now.
The people, the kids who are going to the theater to see this, except the five of them, it seems, we're
Dad,
not.
Panzer World Galleon is on. I want to go home.
We're not born when Taro was on air, so it's like, I don't know.
However,
Dad, stop having me relive your childhood.
I am now imagining one of the greatest guys ever, whose Japanese dad begrudgingly taking his child to go see the Taro movie, and the child being like, yay, whatever, but the dad coming away from the movie with like, they betrayed my youth.
You know what? That guy exists, and his name is Hideaki Anno.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, I don't want to imagine him anymore. I don't want to imagine him now. He's real.
Well, his don't worry, his legally distinct Ultraman show will be hitting TVs in about a decade from this show.
We'll look forward to it, Anna. Yeah. We'll see you there.
Ugh, I'm dying.
You're dying.
I'm fine now.
Yeah.
Can I go back to a conversation we had in the group chat last night? I had an existential crisis where I was like, oh my god, I'm only 35 minutes through this and I feel despair. And shortly after this, I did end up just going 2x speed because I'm like, okay, this is a compilation thing.
Yes.
To which one of you said, oh, I watched this at 1.5 speed.
That was me.
And the other one said, and Red said, 70% of this movie is skippable. And I just kind of had a thought of, what the fuck are we doing here?
This is my Christmas break. This is my Christmas break.
Okay, but normal people don't watch movies where you skip 70% of it. You know what I mean?
I didn't skip any of it.
Well,
I did watch it.
I didn't skip through it, but I'm like, not necessarily when they're showing like the fights that I've seen before. I'm not watching the movie, but like you can't be having an existential crisis about this shit, because I'm hosting the podcast, I'm editing the podcast, I'm writing the summaries for the podcast. I'm the housewife of this podcast, and you're complaining that dinner isn't interesting every week. This
I
is my.
understand
I've the last few weeks I've been like, well, I've been doing other shit that I have, because I haven't been super busy.
I understand this, but oh my,
I mean, it is definitely like I had a decent time. Like I had more fun than expected, but it's not like this is a good movie. Definitely
Yeah,
not.
this to me is just novelty.
This to me was like watching a dog shit and then sniff its own product. I was dying. Like, I don't know.
To me, this was like more palatable than Andro Melos, but also like the bar is like, it's like low bar. Like I'm not going to come back and ever watch this. I'm just like, well, this is a thing that exists in the history of this franchise. That sure it is.
Yeah, I do wonder if maybe we should be a little more selective about what we like. I don't know.
Recommend bringing this up before, like, off the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to talk about it, but like, I do. This did kind of hit a point for me where I'm like, I don't know if we need to watch this one, but also this is hard because I don't know what any of these things are before we get to them.
Yeah,
right?
I also didn't know how much of this was reused versus the original.
That just might be a problem we have no resolution for, and I just
I didn't
suffer.
I didn't think Andro Melos was going to be the most boring thing ever. I didn't expect much.
Oh no,
but,
for sure. Yeah. No,
it's just it's tricky. It's like not every GGP season is a winner, etc. etc. They did not need to do Evolve with it, but they still did, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that shit. I'm good.
I did. Yeah. I don't know why I did, but I did.
Do we have anything more to say about... Oh, go for it.
I was going to say I'm not going to watch Gundam Sen. I'm like, you know what? I'm fine. I have my freedom.
Yeah. Do we have anything more to say about this movie?
No, I felt suffering.
I'm like, yeah, it exists.
Yeah. And we got 45 minutes out of it. I'm like,
That's more than I thought.
Honestly.
No, we got a decent discussion. It might not be like an interesting watch necessarily for you, but like it is an interesting thing that exists in ways. Like the ways it reveals what what the people making Ultraman are presenting to people.
And also where the bar is at in terms of like, oh, maybe this is why it took them 15 years to get something off the ground.
I am starting, because I feel like we are starting to get into circles a little bit with this era of Ultraman, of like, I feel like this sort of, like with the manga and then with this, like, it's all kind of the same milieu of like, where Ultraman is at right now, that kind of all leads to the same place. And I feel like when I'm trying to think about ways I can talk about this stuff in a way that is interesting, I feel like I'm constantly at like risk of just repeating myself over and over again. And I'm like, at what point am I just like, what am I doing? But
so the things we have coming up,
we have a documentary
encouraging.
Coming. Yeah, that's what
we have the menu made Ultraman coming up. I don't know what what is Ultraman USA again?
It's an animated movie made in the US.
Okay, that's gonna be fucking wild.
Spoilers, we actually have like a bunch of foreign co-productions, because that's one of the ways Super I is trying to keep the franchise alive when they can't make things themselves.
Yes, this does give me hope for spice of variety.
And then we have the Ultra Q movie, and then we have a series that is 13 episodes long.
Yes. One of the aforementioned foreign attempted co-productions.
Right. I don't know what that's kind of it until that's like going into February.
Yeah.
So I think Andro Melos and this have been like, kind of like a...
I kind of knew vaguely that these would sort of be one block. And I expected like, this is just like a thing we have to get over. Like I didn't expect much from it. It's like, well, we're over it.
I don't...
I mean, it's like it's simultaneously not interesting, but also it's like easy in terms of like the workload.
Andro Melos was fine.
I think part of it for me is I've just accepted that like the default core Ultraman story doesn't really spark my but like just the baseline of what Ultraman is in this state just doesn't spark my like it doesn't entertain me. It doesn't make me think about like the human condition.
Like in a way, it to me, partially poisoned by future knowledge. I feel like it's almost a blessing that the 80s is so brief, because it does feel like it is the least interesting mode that Ultraman's been in, because, like, you know, obviously we liked 80 in the end, but, like, there was a retreat to conservatism that's definitely in how I feel about Andro Melos and story that is, like, and also indicative of just, like, oh, they're just doing a shonen manga story, as Ren has said, so. The 90s are coming, and that brings with it necessary changes.
Yeah, like, the material of what these are serving is just, like, aggressively dull and hollow to me in a way that is hard to escape. But I'm hoping that there's... At some point, they gotta reshake this and try to make this culturally relevant again, and I'm hoping the experiments prove interesting, at the very least. I mean, it's gonna be different, especially if they're doing, like, co-productions with different people, right? So...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to do something that's gonna change
like,
it up. But
fundamentally, like, we've seen Rising, which is an American movie. Like, fundamentally, getting people who are not Japanese to make Ultraman, especially when that more so in this era than any other, is just like not a cultural, doesn't have a cultural footprint outside of Japan, really, or at least in the Anglosphere, means you're just gonna have different stuff. So.
Wow.
Be interesting.
Let's escape this right now.
Also, no color timers, because like they're Ultraman the whole movie. They don't change.
The color timer is 1 hour and 35 minutes.
Yes, it's the runtime.
Okay. Well, join us after the break, where we will be talking about anything other than Ultraman. Welcome back.
Wait, no, I forgot. The manga.
Oh, there's a manga for this?
Remember the last part of the manga last week. I held off on.
Yes. Okay, we can have that.
Did they paste a bunch of panels from the former Ultraman manga into this one to recreate the compilation?
I wish that'd be funny.
Tell us the deal.
Okay, so here's the final chapter from Ultra Super Legend Part 5, Go Taro, from April 1985 to March 1986. In a parallel universe, Ultraman's story happens. After the defeat of Grand King, Taro is sucked into a portal, cosmic tornado, into another dimension and gets amnesia.
Okay.
Because
wait.
He begins fighting against the
happening.
He begins fighting against the Boltons, who have been enslaved some inhabitants of the planet, and he slowly gets the memories back. Some robot guy who is actually Tran comes here and is a mysterious space knight, also from another universe, and has grown up because he's been wandering the stars for 12,000 years.
Okay.
Somehow, once again, Judah's returned. By the way, Judah is the main antagonist of this movie that we had. Somehow.
Yes.
It didn't come up, but they kind of turned Judah into
Judah keep coming back? They were all in on this guy.
Judah somehow in this movie is like the embodiment of like the darkness and the hearts of the universe. He's the rod thing in the end of the...
He's dressed like the third level bad guy from the movie Willow.
I could see it.
He's the rotten thing at the core of this earth. Anyway, he's seeking 12 computers on a life pod scattered by the future humans who got sent to the past across the universe, which is apparently a thing introduced in the previous part that none of the sources I was reading mentioned until now. Somehow they're supposed to make Judah the god of all space-time and you to remake the universe in an image. Incidentally, each of the happens to the planets colonized, where the pods seem to be the Ultra race, which I guess makes sense, but also I don't know if it's actually plot relevant.
Okay.
Train basically sends Taro back to his own universe and then sacrifices himself by trapping both himself and the immortal Judah in like a void for all eternity.
Okay.
A commentator by the blogger Shoryu38 Judah appears to be the mastermind of the whole manga, advertising the dimensional instability. Also appears that he was the original personality that became Gua, and that Mold and Gina split off from him after the fact. In this version,
that's bullshit. That's come on.
Just the way that
you can't love. You have to stop yourself from loving your OCs that much.
That's just the commentary of the blogger.
Okay.
There's like, oh yeah, Judah seems to be the guy who precedes Gua, and
okay.
And they also lament that the shifting in and out of focus of the Ultras and the Andro Warriors across the manga, because like you start with the Ultras in focus, then by the middle they're gone, and then now they're back. The Andro Warriors are gone. So, not that I care. Anyway, here's some out of context manga panels. It's like Taro doing a Superman pose, and a guy who's supposed to be Tran, you're riding a dragon, I guess.
Didn't he do that last time too?
I don't know.
With this cool katana.
Okay, I see the dragon that he's riding. Can't he fly?
I guess so.
Yeah, but it's not cool enough.
And then here's Taro thinking about trans sacrifice. Well, I'm like, is that supposed to be trans character design? Because they sure look different earlier in the early part of the manga. What are they doing? There you go.
Who's this guy?
I hate that face. I hate
this
that
guy
face.
has eyes.
Oh, I hate it.
This guy just has eyes. What is this?
Cover those.
What does he look like? I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, that was
why does he look like that?
Anyway, no more manga. I'm done. Get the shit out of here.
There we go. Get this shit out of here.
That's a bug-eyed monster if I've ever seen one.
We're back.
I'm sure you've edited to rather nice.
No. No. I think it's better if I don't.
Okay.
Welcome back. We're here to talk about anything else. I'm going to start, because it's going to be short. Okay. I finished The Great Hunt, which is the second Wheel of Time novel.
Oh,
I didn't think you went back.
Hunt? You're now further than I.
Here's the thing. The Great Hunt's pretty good.
There you go.
It's not like great. It's like a pretty good hunt. I don't know.
Would you say the novel is serving hunt?
Would I say it's serving hunt? It's serving hunt.
Okay.
Okay. So, first of all, I have my characters, okay? Because some of these characters are really frustrating to have to deal with. And I don't want to encounter them. Like and then there are my safe havens, who are like Perrin. Perrin is one of the guys. So there were three main guys in the Eye of the World who were like, oh, these guys might be the Chosen One. And the Chosen One is very clearly Rand al'Thor. And Perrin is one of the guys. And he's like pretty sure that he's a little too straightforward to be the Chosen One. And he's absolutely right. And it's great. I love him. he's so chill, but he's also ride or die for his friends. And he's, he's got something. And then there's Nynaeve, who I expect is hated by many people who read these novels, because women are written in a certain way in these novels. It's very like a guy talking about his wife, like, women, am I right? However, Nynaeve is also kind of cool. She is like she's busy having her whole thing is that she's kind of been press ganged into becoming a mage, but her whole thing is that everyone else who is a mage is like kind of like training to be like this thoughtful person and stuff, and Nynaeve is this like extremely bitter, cynical, woman who is in this out of spite, who is in this because she resents this one mage who got them all into this mess, and she wants to teach her a lesson. And she's really good at magic, but only really when she's angry about something. And so she's busy having shonen power-ups where she gets mad and goes Goku mode.
Nice.
She's cool. She's like the only one of the main like 5 cast who is like, well, I'm gonna fucking do something. I like her, even as the novel is. So the thing with the Wheel of Time, to know about the Wheel of Time, it is a fundamentally gender essentialist fantasy series. In which magic has a male side and a female side, and men can tap into the male side and women can tap into the female side. And the premise of the novel is that the chosen one is a man. However, the male side of the power of magic has been tainted, and so men who use magic go mad and start destroying things. And so there's like this thing where like there are people who are like, the chosen one is the like wizards who are all women. They're trying to figure out who they want to find the chosen one and use him. But like there are loads of false chosen ones, and they're like, we have to figure out who the real one is. Yeah. Listen. Robert Jordan, Dune. Very, very clearly inspired by Dune. So inspired by Dune, it's almost embarrassing.
I don't know how much of this is fans not having a normal one, but I have been told by people who are very into the series that the reason he writes the women like that is because he wanted to do an in-depth exploration of a setting where women get to present and act in social situations in overbearing ways that you would more typically associate with male characters in fantasy settings. But because in this setting they have the power without being able to go crazy, they get access to some of those modes of socialization. And I don't know how much of I don't know how real this is in terms of an actual thing he's doing versus him being like
Here's
that.
the thing.
What are your thoughts?
Here's the thing. I can believe that that's an intention. Because that is real that is happening in the book. It's just that it's also married to an idea of this is a world in which institutional misandry is real. And so it kind of comes across strange, where like the main character is the chosen one man, and and he's like constantly resenting the fact that that the Aes Sedai, the mage women, are trying to use him as part of their prophecy or whatever. And there are a lot of Aes Sedai characters, and some of them are like, some of them are good guys and some of them are bad guys, but as an institution, it is kind of presented as, and it's kind of treated as, and I don't, there is a degree of which that it comes from the setting. Characters talk about, women, or those women trying to control everything, and they're not necessarily. They have a lot of rules about not doing that, and but also they kind of are, because we've got the magic and we do think that the world should be some kind of way, and so we will be, we'll be greasing the wheels here and there. But it does ultimately have a tone of like, women be nagging me to do my job and shit. And also there is, obviously the fundamental underlying gender essentialism of men are like one thing and women are like another thing. So even where they're kind of given this, they can be like these kinds of like lording it over people in a way that you might expect from a male character in a fantasy series. It is also kind of sabotaged by like the idea of nagging woman just fundamentally as like a core part of being a woman is you nag. So, you know, I don't know. I can see the idea. He's not scoring points, but it's interesting to think about.
The other thing I know when this stuff comes up is Robert Jordan fans love to bring up his wife who edited the books and was very influential. And I'm okay. This is actually a very funny book to have brought up because literally, I think between the last time we recorded and now, I had a friend who decided that she's just gonna read all of them in 1 year, and she was like, "You want to join me on this?"
That's
and I was
crazy.
like, "I don't think I could do that.
That's too much book."
And then you brought this book up. I'm like, "But what if I did go back in because I did read that first book?"
The same year you're gonna read the similarity, right?
Oh, true. Listen, I've read that one already. I'm good coasting.
The stuff in here that's compelling is that you know, it genuinely, like, there's a lot. Robert Jordan has a habit of repeating things, just a lot of repetition, and it's strange. It's a book written, not written in like a mythic tone, but it still manages to capture this myth, this idea of myth, just in its repetition of certain character traits. You get this almost like epithets for like characters having their own epithets that they say themselves out loud.
So like you're saying in like a poetic, like rhyming sense, not like a
a character.
This guy keeps reusing.
There's a guy who keeps punctuating every, like in The Great Hunt, there's a guy who keeps punctuating every argument that they have about what they should do by saying, "I must have the Horn of Valir." And it's like so constant that I can see it being, you know, someone finding it annoying, but it also creates this interesting tone where people seem to be falling into these roles for themselves, and there's this idea presented. There's this like almost flashback moment in this novel where characters see the roles they played in past versions of these events, because the whole thing of the Wheel of Time is that all these events have happened before in some way or another, and like Rand al'Thor gets visions of all his past battles, like all his past roles as the Chosen One, where he didn't realize that he was the Chosen One, and at the end of them he always lies dead and he hears a voice say, "I've won again, Luz Therin," and Luz Therin is the guy that he was in a past life.
He's the guy who becomes the mountain in the prologue, right?
He's the guy who becomes the mountain in the prologue, yes. And I'm like, I think I get it. It's good. It's pretty good. I also think there's a middle section of this book where they go to a place called Kyrian, where there's like a bunch of like everyone's always doing political intrigue. They're taking part in the Great Game, and Rand al'Thor arrives because he wants to meet someone there, and people start asking him, you know, people start trying to feel out, you know, who he is, because he's clearly some kind of foreign lord or something, and he's like, "No, I'm literally like a farm. I'm a like farmer's son. I'm no one." But because and he keeps being like, "I'm not taking part in the Great Game." And so everyone assumes like, "Oh shit, this guy's got big fucking plans in the Great Game, bro." And it's just this idea of destiny being inescapable is so constant in this novel. Rand al'Thor literally is doing everything in his power to escape being the Chosen One, and at every turn, literally everyone is like, "My lord, I would follow you into hell and back," and he's like, no, I'm no one. I'm really no one." I thought it was I thought it was a pretty good book. I was after The Eye of the World was truly the definition of mid, and so I was quite surprised by the
This is
Great
what
Hunt.
I've always heard.
Yeah.
That first book is trying too hard to be Tolkien, then like 2 on, there's a really good streak of them.
Yeah,
I think 4 people really, really like. That's the
Okay.
one I always hear about.
Well, the second one was pretty good. Not enough Perrin in it though. More Perrin, please.
How do you feel about Matt?
Listen, there's something happening. He's at right. Pro ZD, this guy gets good in 50 chapters. Absolutely. Absolutely, this guy is peeing and pooping. Or like it's fucking, and I'm just like, okay, like at the end of this book, he does something, and I'm like, okay. I think we're working on something here. Maybe we'll get there. I don't know. For now, I'm like, I don't want to hear Matt speak.
Okay.
Get him out of here, bro. What is he doing here? It's Randon Perrin all day. What? I don't want to deal with this little guy, this twerp. He's a fucking annoying. Anyway. Yeah. I'll be
Maybe I
reading
gotta
that
get
third.
back.
I'll be
Maybe I
reading
need
that
to get
third
back
one
to
at some
this
point.
shit. Maybe I should try to join my friend and then inevitably fall apart and give up around like 3 or 4 books in, because I know that's what would happen if I attempted to read all of them in 1 year.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate audiobooks. I'm going to read A Wheel of Time, and then I'm going to have like a short, like one that's like 10 hours or under for audiobook, and then
seems wise.
go back to A Wheel of Time.
Wait, so are you listening to these?
Yeah, I'm listening to these as opposed to I'm not reading these with my eyes.
I've heard the audiobooks are pretty good, so
Yeah, I would say so. I am,
are they like full cast, or are they like just a guy?
No. So
Okay,
it's
okay.
The first book is just the one guy who is like the guy. What's his name? Michael.
Getting Hugh Laurie to play.
Oh, the
Lol.
fantasy audiobook guy.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking
Michael
about.
Kramer, and then for the second book, because there are more chapters from like Nynaeve and Egwene's perspective, for those chapters, they have Kate Redding, who is his wife. What the fuck?
Yes. No, this is the thing. These 2 audiobook narrators are famous for doing a lot of beloved fantasy work, and they're married.
Yeah, I've just seen that. I googled Michael Kramer to make sure I was getting his name right, and then saw spouse Kate Redding, and I was like, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
know
fun.
that. That's crazy. That is fun.
No, they are beloved in the fantasy scene.
Yeah, they do a very good job. And I was, when they introduced Kate Redding in the second book, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's all. I wasn't expecting that, because like Michael Kramer is not doing like embarrassing falsetto for women or anything. He does a pretty good job. so like, but Kate
That's
Redding, I was
the
like,
one
yeah,
thing
Kate Redding's good.
I'm always curious about when I get to an audiobook.
Yeah,
Where I'm like, how's this guy gonna handle this?
yeah.
The Thrawn guy was really annoying.
Oh no.
This Marge.
I'm Mara Jade.
Oh, no.
I can't even imagine how they do it.
Oh,
She was so petulant in that audiobook.
wow. Maybe that's Mara Jade.
Well, that is also true. But
I should do audiobooks.
You should do audiobooks.
I should do audiobooks.
What would you read? What would be your first port of call?
Well, no, I mean, let's see. Fuck, what could I do? The Revenge of the Sith novelization.
Oh no.
yeah,
Anakin, you're scaring me! If you're not with me, that means you're my enemy. Oh, wait, no. Then we get to the separatist alien guys. I can't do this. I can't do
No,
this.
you
I
can't
gotta
do
pull the
that
plug.
anymore.
I
You
gotta
can't
pull
do
the
that
plug.
anymore.
Yeah, fuck.
my headphones briefly unplugged, so I thought everyone was just really quiet for a while, which gave me the impression that there was just a really long silence.
Lol. Don't worry. We were contemplating the idea of Brad doing a Revenge of the Sith novel audiobook, and we were kind of enthusiastic about this idea, and then he remembered the aliens.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, no, I'm not doing the Nemoidians.
I'd like to have a public presence online free of controversy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, my ass is not touching that audiobook. I just don't care.
No.
I'm free.
No. There's so many iconic like prequels quotes that you know.
General Kenobi.
Yes. See, you can do a Grievous voice.
Yeah.
Everyone can do Grievous voice.
Hello there.
Hello there. But
Be
you
like
know,
the-
when
be-
you say
be
is
like-
when you
be
say
like
is
the-
that legal, you have to say it straight.
Be like the guy who's trying to be Qui-Gon Jinn by pretending to be Irish.
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Dark Knight Rises novelization. Let's go.
No, is that real? Who
Yes.
wrote this? Who wrote
Greg
this?
Cox.
I didn't realize until I guess yesterday. Somehow I just forgot that like the actor for Bane in that movie is the Venom guy now.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's funny to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss
Oh.
you, buddy.
It's funny. For you.
And he's also, Mad Max. Now.
Madness
Oh,
Nicholson.
I would just like to say, when we did the For You in the fucking one, there was like a couple episodes back.
It was like the first Andro Melos episode.
And me and Brad did For You in unison. I did not edit that to happen. That just happened.
I remember the For You wrong, and you can hear it, because I always think it's more of a For You, but it's more of a For You.
Yeah.
And I always say it wrong.
Yeah.
Every few years this comes up, and I remember, oh no, I just completely remember how he says that wrong.
I always get his crash quote wrong. I'm always like, they will expect one of us in the crash, but
No,
he doesn't say
brother.
crash. He says wreckage or something.
They expect one of us in the wreckage.
Yeah.
And then he's like, has the flame been lit?
Yeah.
The flame rises.
The flame rises.
Maybe The Dark Knight Returns is a good movie, except for the part where all of the...
painful.
I'm CAA.
maybe that's a good movie, except that I remember the scene where all of the cops who are out of work rise up to stand against the ignorant masses, and I'm like, no, never mind. This movie sucks ass. I like Anne Hathaway as Catwoman, though.
I think I
she does
remember
a good
like
job.
David Graver wrote a good essay on why the movie sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it.
He's like, damn. They just got really scared about Occupy for some reason.
Yeah, no, that's all that movie is. It's egregious.
So yeah, that's my opinion on The Great Hunt.
I have a
Robert
perfect
Jordan.
segue. If
Go,
you'd
yeah,
like.
go
go
for it.
ahead.
I got like 50 pages into Shadow of the Torturer again.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that was supposed to be the Shell by Genre theme, I guess.
I'm gonna kill myself. Yes, let's go for it.
I don't listen to that podcast, so I didn't know what you were doing.
It's a good podcast.
It is a good podcast.
It might be my favorite podcast at this point. I just love the energy. I don't know, something about it.
It got me to read a bunch more than I would have, even if I'm also like taking a break from it.
It's got me to read and then not finish books more than any other podcast in recent. I need to get better about this. I keep, all those short story collections I've brought up in the last few. Yeah, I get about half to a 3/4 through all of them, and then I never finish. I need to wrap those up.
Yeah.
Dangerous Visions, fucking the Clark Ashton Smith one. I'm getting real bad about finishing stuff. But they're short stories, so like every time you read one, it's like you're wrapping one up. That's how it is. But Shadow of the Torturer is a fucking novel.
Yeah.
There's a few things. So this is my second attempt at reading this, because the first time, so I'll be honest with you, the first time around when this podcast came out and they're like, hey, we're reading Gene Wolfe's Book of the New Sun, Gene Wolfe is a name I had heard before as like a guy that I should care about and is important. I knew jack shit about anything that he had ever like written.
Me neither. But also, I hadn't heard the name, so.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll read this, and I remember listening to the first episode, going, this sounds really interesting, and then going to read it and going, wow, this is really cool. I'll get back to it at a later time. And now is that later time. So I restarted. I think technically, like, I'm basically like first 6 chapters through, so like very early on. I don't really have a lot to say other than I personally, one, I feel like the Catholicism has not shown through as much as I was hoping it would yet. Because I do know that that's an element of these books. And I, right now, kind of like tangentially I can feel it, but it's not quite there, and I'm excited to see what the fuck he does with it. 2, I think that these books, at least this first one, and I remember feeling this way the first time through, has more of a reputation for being impenetrable than I think it actually is. I think you can just read it and be fine. There is I don't know which edition you read, Mel, because I know you went through. Did yours have the foreword by the author that was like, if you you need to approach Wolf with the same level of trust that a child approaches the world with? Does this bring anything to mind for you at all?
I listened to the audiobook.
Oh, okay.
Also, that sounds like a jerk off motion.
I can't imagine listening to these. I don't know if I could do that. No, so the thing I actually really like the intro and this author's thing on it, because what they're basically stating is like Wolf has a lot of people find Wolf hard to get into because there's a lot of trust on the reader's part that at some point this puzzle piece will lead to something else that like I can make fuller sense of, or this will lead to something that I will at some point understand. And what this person posits is that unlike what the shape of modern fantasy is with like its kind of more encyclopedic approach, Wolf kind of asks the reader to view the world the same way a child would view the world, where you are constantly going to be running into things that you just have no context for or no ability to even hope to like grasp the nature of. But you just gotta believe that at some point you're gonna have enough of this figured out that like you can start to like trust yourself to draw conclusions and feel a response to it. And I do find that pretty true. That being said, I also do,
because sometimes it's like everyone, everything's like, I finished the show, now time to watch a YouTube video of X show explained kind of thing.
Yeah. And I do think that there is like a big ask on Wolf's part to like just, you have to immerse yourself in this guy's subjective experience, and start to just take the world on his terms, and then maybe branch out and extrapolate, beyond the details of what's being provided here.
Except the world on his terms, like, the Father, the Son, and the...
Yes. Well, one of my favorite early bits... So, there's 2... One they talk about in Shelved by Genre. One I don't think they bring up in that first podcast, but, like, there's a point where he's describing a tower, and if you're reading between the lines, you can very clearly gain, like, the knowledge, like, oh, this isn't a tower, this is a half-buried rocket ship that's been built on top of to be more of, like, a tower structure or something.
Yeah.
And, like, stuff like that is cool. But then there's other fun stuff, such as, he starts to talk to a group of animal trainer people, and he notes, oh, these people are weird, they marry animals. Now, do they actually marry animals, or does this guy not understand what animal husbandry means?
Lol.
Yeah. And like stuff like that is really fun, and I get a lot out of being like, oh, like this is great. Yeah,
Severian is a dumb guy who definitely has perfect memory.
Yes, this is the other thing that's fantastic about Severian, is him going, now, you need to take everything I say perfectly as the truth, because I have a perfect memory. And then also, he's describing a time he almost drowned, and he goes, yeah, this is one of the times in my life where I realized, oh, I'm probably a little insane. Which is just an excellent 1-2 punch to introduce a guy with. I love it so much. What's really fun for me is that I feel like I have little bits and pieces of Book of the New Sun spoiled, but it's also vague enough that I'm not actually sure if they're true or not. Which I'm sure is going to impact me in very fun ways. So I'm gonna read through. I know that typically how these are divided is that the first two books, so I have a big fancy edition of this that I bought because it was on sale one time. That
I think it's like one is like Sword and Claw, and the other is like what's the other one?
Something in Citadel, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I will probably be reading them in that capacity where I read 1 and 2 and then maybe take a break to do other stuff and then read 3 and 4. And I'll probably, out of curiosity, check out that 5th book and that book of essays. Castle of the Otter, which, if I recall correctly, is named Castle of the Otter because someone misheard him say Citadel of the Autarch. Which funny. Is really fucking funny.
That is
funny. So I'll go back. I'll probably read the first 2 of these and then take a break. But I think Severian, terrible guy. He's also incredibly stupid, and I kind of love him. The ways in which he just buys into the propaganda is incredible. Like, just, I can believe that this is a kid who was orphaned and then raised by a clan of torturers. And he just doesn't get it. Yeah. Though I guess part of the question is how much does he not get it? Because I do think that's kind of a question of, like, to what extent is he just fully buying into what they're teaching him versus, like, oh, he will break the rules to go raise a dog that he finds half dead and nurture it and understand that this is a good thing that he should do for himself while also realizing this goes against what I've been taught to do by my mentors. Very interesting divide there. I'm excited to see what they do with him. Yeah, that's all I really got for Shadow of the Torturer, I think. Speaking of Catholicism, the third Knives Out movie, Wake Up Dead Man, is out.
Oh, nice. I've only seen the first one.
I like the first one. So I'd say that of the 3, I liked the first one a lot. I thought the second one was good. I didn't like it as much as the first. I think the second one gets maybe a little too on the nose with some of the social commentary in a way that I'm like, okay, this is, like, I agree with you, but, like...
He is too online. He has to relax a little bit. He has to stop looking at Twitter.
He is. He does. Yes, 100%. And that second one just didn't hit for me in the same way. This third one, I think, is maybe my favorite, and it is explicitly because, and I make no ifs, ands, or buts about this, this is a deeply Catholic movie about, like, the experience of being, not really being raised in, but, like, the disillusionment that comes with the American Catholic community that tends to crop up in small towns, like the one that I experienced as a child. So basically this movie is about a guy who is a priest who gets in trouble at his diocese because, like, some other priest is talking shit, and he used to be, like, a street boxer, and he just punches the shit out of him. And all the other priests are like, listen, we do have to do something about this because, you know, that's what the book says. But, like, nobody really actually blames you for decking that guy, because we all don't like him. But he ends up being reassigned to this small town church that is being run by this older priest who is just kind of a creep and a weirdo that his father was also the priest for this church. This is one thing that you are going to see a lot of people who really care about Catholic stuff online getting mad about this movie for, because part of the reason that Catholic churches and priests are run the way that they're run is that you're assigned to a place, and part of that was so you don't have things such as churches that get handed down from father to son like this. Like explicitly you're supposed to be assigned in a way that like there's no family tie like that. That being said, me watching this, I'm just like, this is a fucking movie, I don't really care. Not that caught up in the details for me personally. But what this movie is actually about is the ways in which congregations like this and the priests and the people administering them create in-groups and out-groups, the way that they weaponize the language of Catholicism to have an extremely judgmental culture of, are you good enough? You should feel bad if you're not good enough. Look at these people not being good enough. We don't want to be like them, which I felt deeply. Like, and they communicate that in this movie and illustrate it in this movie in ways that really resonated with my upbringing. And just depicting like the worst type of guy to be this priest. There's a really funny bit in the movie where like the two priests working together, they're like, oh, well, like, you know, you have to give me the like the reconciliation or whatever, and like, you know, I have to confess my sins to you and all that. And the priest in charge of the church, who doesn't want this young priest to like quote unquote divide his people, like, you know, he doesn't want this guy interfering with the control he has over the small community. He just starts to confess like, oh yeah, I'm masturbating all the time. And like he starts to get into really disgusting detail about like what magazines he's jerked off into and like how he did it. And then there's a really great scene later on in the movie where he's like, yeah, I saw your emails you have with your doctor about how you can't get hard anymore. You're just confessing to masturbation that you're not doing to gross me out and make me want to leave. Incredible bit. But the mystery itself is pretty good. Like, you know, classic like locked room stuff. Mm-hmm. And how all these different characters and their relationships like get messy and intertwined. Is really fun and funny, and I had a great time with it, and I just think it's the best one of these. Nice. Like, it is one of those things that, depending on someone's tastes, I think that there's a good argument to be made. Like, I really don't think that they're that far apart in quality that, like, anyone could say one of these is their favorite, and I'd be like, yeah, I can see why you feel that way, you know?
Except for you, the listener, your favorite.
Yeah, except for your favorite. Though this, I do have this pattern I am noticing with things. I noticed this. I have this with the Star Wars prequels and with John Wick, where my order is 3-1-2. Don't know why. This keeps happening.
How about Indiana Jones?
Oh, that's a 3-1-2 as well. Absolutely.
But yeah. Not 1-3-2?
No, Last Crusade's.
So here's the thing: I have genuinely not watched these movies since I was probably a tiny child.
Is that what it's called?
Last Crusade is the third one. Yes.
Yes, it is. That is what it's called. Yeah. Sorry.
I watched Last Crusade and Raiders of the Lost Ark pre-COVID on a plane.
Oh, nice.
Oh, those are great plane movies.
Yeah.
I don't really fly that very often.
I mean, that was like the second to last time I flew.
You fly now?
I'm gonna kill you.
There's different Star Wars movies.
Star Wars sequel trilogy, another excellent 3-1. No.
Oh no!
No, that's the opposite. That's the opposite. That's a 2-1-3.
That's a 2-1-3.
That's a 2-1-3. Deus Ex fans be like, what about 4-5-1? The tragedy is they don't even have a 5.
Rip.
Oh wait, no, they do, because they made that shitty ass fucking mobile game that has a PC port called like The Fall or something. God damn it. That one doesn't count. Yeah. That doesn't deserve a number.
I'm trying to think of other 3-1-2s. Or like other trilogies.
Nolan's Batman. No.
3-1-2.
I do this is controversial in many circles. I do think Begins is my favorite of those three.
Mm-hmm.
I something about that movie. I think Scarecrow's really fun.
Imagine being a 312 Tobey Maguire Spider-Man guy.
I did have a little cousin.
I've still never seen Spider-Man 2 to completion.
Oh, Spider-Man 2 is great.
You should watch Spider-Man 2.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I had a little cousin who fucking loved Spider-Man 3. Just loved it.
Hell yeah.
Big Sandman fan.
Yeah.
I love when he's sand.
Yeah.
I love when he's man.
So true. Anyway. It's like 3:30 for me, so.
Yeah.
What you up to, Mel?
I've done a few things, actually.
Okay.
So, first of all, I'll say I mentioned that I did one of my biggest finish the fights ever this week. But I'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
First, I'll start with I played an appropriately festive video game.
Ooh. What video game was that?
And knocked off another game on my backlog bingo in the process.
Okay, hang on. Wait, well, I have your backlog bingo
No,
here. Let me see if I can
that's
get...
the one for next year.
Oh, okay. I won't play the guessing game of guessing which is the festive video game.
Yeah. I played...
Snatcher?
No.
Ah. What's another
Can I get one?
Yeah,
Sure.
go for it.
The Christmas Nights.
No, but I did play that the other day. I did get Sonic in that, which is fun. It's also bad, but...
I didn't know Sonic was in there.
yeah, it's a bonus. Only in the Saturn version, though.
A Brucey bonus.
Yeah.
I need to stop doing this. This is like almost...
You should start saying nice to see you, and then pause for me and Mel to say nice.
Anyway, I played Parasite Eve.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
a Christmas game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That game's cool.
That game's really cool.
Yeah, it's the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell and will take over.
Yeah.
I did not go into the Chrysler building. I just could not be bothered.
It's 100 floors.
Cool.
It's 100 floors, and also I basically need to like play the whole game twice to get to a high enough level to make it worth the time. So I'm like, well, nah, I'm good for now.
I think at some point you should revisit.
Yeah, I feel like I should do it.
Think it's fun.
It is fun to fill with your guns and like make new ones.
Maybe do it next Christmas.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It is funny being like, yes, the RPG town of New York City.
Yeah.
I
love that world map.
It's good. I love the more map theme. I love the rotating the 3D map.
Yeah.
Everything about the vibes of Parasite Eve are immaculate.
Yeah, it's great. I like the Chocobo sign on the Natural History Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Parasite is just cool. It's a cool way of doing. It has an interesting ATB gun battle system. It's like closer to. It's both closer to and more different the Vacant Story than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Both involve like fiddling equipment. Funny enough, but yeah.
What kind of gun was like your go-to? Like what kind of gun when you handgun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just a good spread because it's like high ATB speed and also just like it seems like 2 to 3 bullets per shot is like a good ratio to have.
You're not spreading out your damage too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course I got like auto potion on my armor, so on and so forth. I eventually modded my handgun to have like the shotgun burst and then also the 2 attacks thing, so that was fun by the end game.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Yeah, it's a cool game. Curious how the other ones are, but also they're pretty different from here. So,
I 2 is different. Some people talk about 2 as if it's not worth your time. I think 2 is still kind of cool and worth playing.
The only thing is like 2 deflates me a bit by it seems to just be a Resident Evil game as opposed to like a Resident Evil inspired RPG.
It is definitely less of an RPG and more doing the typical survival horror. I still think it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
I think it's worth checking out at the very least.
Yeah.
Like I definitely understand why some people are like, oh, you don't even need to bother with it, but
Yeah.
I think if you give it a chance and just kind of accept it for what it is, there's a neat game in there.
Yeah.
You don't need to play 3.
I feel like the thing with Third Birthday is, I'm like, everyone is pretty unanimous on the actual plot, but like the gameplay systems might be neat, and that's like the thing.
I do think the gameplay. There's a case to be made that the gameplay itself has some cool stuff going for
like that's
it.
the only reason I give a shit, because otherwise I would just skip it. Because like I've heard the horror stories, I don't actually care about the plot.
The plot is rancid.
Yeah,
like genuinely horrible.
Yeah, but yeah, it's future me's problem to think about those things. I'm good for now on that front.
Oh yeah, because you have played Vagrant Story.
Yeah,
classic.
Yeah.
So it's by the Valhalla people, which is a VN I do not care for, but
Yeah.
they are making one of these, and I am cautiously curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing: is because me and my immediate friend group is like a circle of people who fucking hate Valhalla, but we do think this game looks really cool, and as far as we can tell, it's not the same writer.
I literally know nothing about Valhalla other than like, well, you know, it just is a game that exists.
It's very 4chan, which is kind of the reason we don't fuck with it.
I see.
Yeah.
Naruto. That's fine though. Anyway.
What else you been?
Sorry, I had my brain turn off. I was reading the plot of the Third Birthday. You're talking about Valhalla, like VA11.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Okay. Yes.
What other Valhalla is there?
I don't know.
I mean, other than
it's I imagine there's another video game out there called Valhalla.
There's so many.
Probably.
It's like, oh, is this a Norse themed game? Well, guess what? It's gonna have one of two names. Let me tell you.
Yeah. What's the second name?
Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be either.
And there was how can we forget the 1983 game for the Specky? It reached number 1 on the UK sales charts.
That's right.
Maybe
that's what I was thinking about.
You delivered that line with the same energy as someone who's doing a recap episode of an anime. Anyway, I have also finished another festive timed game that has also taken me way too long to beat.
Okay, well, it's not Snatcher.
I have beaten Shenmue after 2 years.
Wow, how'd you feel about Shenmue?
I think that's a cool video game that also is sometimes annoying, but also that's part of it.
Yeah, the few times I've tried in my life to give Shenmue a go, I feel like I ended up just being like, I don't really feel like playing this, but one day I would like to beat it.
It's definitely a action adventure game with adventure in underline italicized, the way you're just like, I gotta talk to people and figure out what detective shit I gotta do. And then you get the Virtual Fighter battle system, I guess. Driving forklifts kind of fun. That sure is like, technically it doesn't matter because I was playing the PC version, but technically it's like disc 3, and it also is like half the game. It feels like just like the amount of days you're at work doing the forklift is like not that long, all things considered, but it just takes a lot of time. So, but yeah, it's a story of guy who's like, I'm gonna go revenge on my dad against the death of my dad by doing weird hijinks around town on my one-minded quest or whatever, and it's interesting. Lots of life sim elements. Really well realized world, obviously. So I'm curious to eventually play Shenmue 2, but I won't do that for some time. So it also takes place around Christmas, which is funny. I had to work my forklift on Christmas. How dare they?
Oh, you know what? That's cool. That's a good video game thing. That's cool.
The thing I'm curious about, because I'm wondering how I feel myself, is I feel like I have seen especially the last 5 years or so, like this sort of weird perpetual discussion of like some people going, yeah, everything that Shenmue does I get out of Yakuza, and then Shenmue people be like, these are not alike at all.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you say that?
I've only played a little bit of was it Yakuza 0?
Yeah, Yakuza. Yeah.
So I can't really comment, but like my definite impression is like there's some aspects that are overlapping, but also the different focuses for sure.
Yeah, I wonder if it just boils down to how much of the life simminess do you want, maybe.
And like I was talking to my friend Kayam about this the other day, and he seemed to be like of the opinion like, yeah, like Yakuza 1 just starts at a normal ass like beat 'em up, and then as the franchise went on, it kind of just like adopted more life sim elements as time went on, so it didn't even like necessarily start as a spiritual successor to Shenmue. And also like Yakuza isn't concerned with like the time or the active schedules of other characters in the same degree, which probably makes it like more approachable for sure. Just as like,
yeah, I played a few hours of the first Yakuza a year or so back, because it was a bingo game for me, and I was just like, oh, this is just like a pretty straightforward beat 'em up.
Yeah. But yeah, that was glad I could finish that fight.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the biggest fight I had to finish ever.
Okay, what's the biggest fight you had to finish
Did
ever?
you beat Final Fantasy VI?
Did you beat
No.
Halo 3? You finished the fight?
No,
for real?
I've never played a Halo game.
You played all 3 Halo games in secret.
No.
I really liked the sentence. I realized how incorrect the sentence "all 3 Halo games" was in the middle of it.
I actually winced. But here's the thing: if you had said all 4 Halo games, that would have been fine. I don't know how I feel about Reach.
We'll go all 4 Halo games. All 5. No, I played so much Reach multiplayer. I'll say all 5 Halo games.
So that's my thing, is like without the multiplayer though.
Mel, what did you play?
Who said I played anything?
Oh, gasp.
Oh, okay.
Did
Hang
you
on.
read something with your eyeballs?
Wait. Did Mel watch... Oh, it's gone. I briefly had something.
Did you
Go
read
on.
something with your eyeballs?
No, I watched something.
What'd you watch?
This is in some ways a follow-up to stuff I watched last year. In other ways, like it's a follow-up to a 20-year story arc. I watched The Prince of Egypt.
Oh. Oh.
Which I don't know if I tell the story on the podcast, but I've told it in the Abyss streams at least, that when I was like 6 in preschool or whatever, this is like the first movie I went to see in a theater, but because I was a child and theaters were scary, I like had a teacher take me out of the theater, where I just sat in the theater lobby for most of the movie. So I was like, well, I guess I'll watch it now. As follow-up
Was it
to...
still scary?
No.
You have
How would
not
you have
told
felt
this story.
if, like...
You have not told this story on the podcast, because I don't think I've heard this story.
Okay. I've only told Brad, but so I was going to answer it.
How would you have felt if, like, halfway through you're like, I think I just need to get out of the room? Like, it just, like, you know, it's one of those Pavlovian responses that just somehow
don't
develops
worry.
with
It's
this movie.
okay, because they're only slaves. Did not know Val Kilmer played Moses in this movie.
Is Val Kilmer's Moses?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think this... One of the first things this movie does is remind you it was made in the late 90s by being like, here is some of the most elaborate animation you've ever seen put to film next to really conspicuous CGI.
Yeah.
It's a musical because it's like obviously ex-Disney guys going to form their own studio and doing the Disney thing. Which they will continue to do up until the part where they keep making CG movies about a green ogre.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 90 minutes, so it's definitely like as a thing, definitely intended to be an animated version of Ten Commandments, the 50s movie. Like that was directly part of the production pipeline. It's it's definitely more watchable. I'd say definitely more engaging. I think like the relationship between Moses and Ramses is like a bit more interesting in this movie because like there's the sibling rivalry exists in both movies, but like in the 50s movie is like Ramses does just kind of hate Moses.
The thing I've heard is that the Ramses characterization is like weirdly mixed.
Yeah, in this movie, like there's like a real strong brotherly bond, and obviously there's like a resentment there because like Ramses is going to be the heir to the throne, so like Moses can get away with being like the fun guy, which sometimes comes to bite Ramses in the ass when like they horse around together. But also there's like a general brotherly love there that gets complicated when like Moses finds out the truth of his identity and stuff, and like there's like the family bond is lost when like the conflict over like the slaves is a thing. But also it is the fact that it is 90 minutes also means like it does feel compressed sometimes. The same plot beats from that the original movie just going really fast kind of thing. So it's not like good or bad. I don't necessarily think it's good or bad, but it does feel like, damn, we just kind of brushed over a lot of things really quickly. Like Moses kind of goes, oh damn, I'm actually a Hebrew, that's crazy, and like his whole life changes immediately. Because otherwise he doesn't give a shit about the slaves basically. But yeah, it's pretty good. Definitely.
The thing I know, I just I haven't seen this movie in years and years and years, but that one song, the Plague song, it hits.
Yeah, I have very fleeting memories.
I also feel like the plagues when they happened, it felt in contrast to the 50s movie where I just felt like, oh, I guess we're doing this now, and maybe part of it was like because I'd seen it in a bunch of seen it in film form once, it was like had the familiarity there. It was like, oh, it feels like it got introduced in a way that's more organic in this movie. So it's interesting to compare and contrast. And yeah, pretty good. I don't know if like the next movie they did was The Road to El Dorado, but I remember seeing that and liking that one. And of course,
well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't say that.
I always did like Shrek 2 more as a kid.
I don't have any opinions on Shrek. It's been too long.
Yeah.
Detour. I'm not ushering this.
Oh no. You
have to watch all the movies and also read the book.
There's a book?
Yeah, it's based on a book. That's right. I almost forgot.
What?
Yeah.
Shrek novel.
I'm posting the cover.
This should be your first audiobook, Brad.
Ah, true. Oh, everyone gets to hear my Shrek impression.
Oh no.
Donkey.
Oh no.
Can you do a fat bastard impression?
Oh no.
I don't think so. I don't think I got that in.
I just assumed it was the same voice as Shrek.
I think it is.
I think it is.
It might be.
Just more rancid.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that us?
No, I had one more thing.
Oh, you have one more thing. Go for it.
I watched all of Karen on Kyoukai.
Yo, let's fucking go.
How'd that fifth movie go?
What?
Does this include the 8th epilogue thingy?
Yeah, and the 9th and 9th and a half like postscript.
Let's go. Okay.
Because that was the last thing I had to do because I actually didn't finish like the 8th and 7th, 8th movie like a couple weeks ago.
Now, you stay away from that super weed.
Stupid.
It's 10 times more powerful than regular weed.
It's really funny having this when I live in a country that just like you can just go to the dispensary and get weed legally.
This is like the way that American cops talk about fentanyl now.
It's true.
Yeah, Area Soren gave me like the magic potent weed that's like 10 times and also will kill you for new injustice.
How did you feel about this movie series? That might be one of my favorite things ever.
Reverse bell curve, I think. I like the first 4. I think pretty cool. I think I like it more when it's like episodic vibes in a way. So I like the first 4 a lot. I feel like when the plot started happening, I started caring less. I just don't care about Soren or Leo. So like
okay.
Like there's cool stuff in Paradox Spiral as like a movie that is made that is like doing lots of weird jump cuts, but I don't necessarily care about the plot. And Leo's just kind of ridiculous.
I love that weird ass apartment building so much.
That is a cool building, but like as a plot, I'm not invested. And then there's also just the weird thing in the middle of like, oh yeah, here's the Mikia's sister that has some adventures.
Yeah.
That happens.
Movie 6 is definitely.
There's a guy who's like, yeah, I'm from Wales. I know what fairies are.
That's what happens if you're from Wales. You know what fairies are.
Yeah.
That movie does contain the moment where she wakes up, yells punch as she attempts to punch Shiki, and then fails and hits her head on a stone fountain.
Yeah, it was really funny watching these alongside Escaflowne, where I'm like, oh yeah, there's like some Maya Sakamoto range.
Yeah.
Oh, she does such a great job.
And then like the epilogue where you just get like the inner Shiki doing like the monologue in the snow is pretty neat. And then you get the epilogue, the postscript where it's like Hokuto has a Kokoto, whatever. Mickey is cat.
Hokuto's there.
Yeah. The weird bomber guy, and then he becomes a detective for and babysitter for Shiki's kid is wild.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Does she not solve that problem by killing his ability to see the future?
Yes.
Or so? Yes,
and
it's so cool.
And he gets blinded that eye, and then he's just like, yeah, I may have been a serial bomber that like killed a bunch of people, but I do get to grow up and become like a boring put-upon detective by the mob that is ran by Shiki. That's the thing that's crazy is like you just get a glimpse of, like, oh yeah, Shiki apparently is like the leader of like a gang. Sure, that's fun. I guess I can see her doing that, to be honest, but.
I love the escalation of what the definition of kill anything means that these movies go on, where it's like, well, of course there's killing a thing, like a person, then there's I can kill parts or aspects of you, including diseases, and then you know what else you can kill? Concepts. Like when Shikitono was like, I got poisoned, so I'm just gonna stab myself and kill the vampire blood that's in me.
God, Shiki would end V for Vendetta.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's also like, you know, the final movie has like Fujino talking to a girl who's like going through it because of Yuri angst. And she's like, yeah, I killed a bunch of people, but you know, life's still worth living. And she's like, yeah, that's true. Fujino's cool. I like that movie, that third movie.
Yeah, it's I always struggle with it because it's
definitely the roughest because like sexual violence on screen.
It's the thing that makes me unable to recommend it to people unless I know them really well, unfortunately. But I do like that movie a lot.
I think the one of the strong parts of that movie is when the guy I can't remember Shiki's boyfriend's name.
It's Mikia. Mikia Kokoto.
Mikia, there we go. Yeah. When Mikia's friend is saying, just like relates the story, and Mikia's like, bro.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? What?
And then literally, like, Toko and Shiki are like, you're stupid, just not letting him get killed. Keep him safe here. Like, geez, he doesn't deserve that.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous, but also fun that Fujino is just in FGO.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's an archer.
Okay.
I kind of want to know what she'd play like in Melty, to be honest. That'd be fun. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I love Toko so much.
Yeah. It's so funny,
Incredible
like,
woman.
knowing that, like, she's cool in this, but also she's, like, she hates Aoko, and, like, I think she's, like,
Yeah.
I think she's, like, the antagonist of Mahoyo, so.
Yes, she is.
Um,
I love that first movie where she I genuinely think the moment I fell in love with Kara no Kyoukai is in that first movie where you get Toko giving her the end of the episode lesson to the suicidal woman about how you should still persevere and live on in spite of it all. And then it cuts to her jumping off the building anyways, and then Toko's like, guess she didn't have it in her. And then it just cuts to credits, and I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like, that is so raw in a way that I feel like this is the old Nasu shit that I like, is sometimes he just kind of has that.
I'm curious the one day when they get good translations, read the novels, because I hear, like, obviously a lot is cut out when you adapt a prose-based medium into film. Which, like,
I would like to read them too. The thing that I am kind of like about is apparently Nasu has said he can't reread them because he's too embarrassed.
Yeah, but that's every creator. Like, you know, he's probably embarrassed by
for
Tsukihime,
sure.
which I enjoyed. So
Yeah, I'm curious how, because I have read, or at least part of the because there are official quote unquote translations that exist of them, and they're not great.
Yeah.
But I would be curious to see what they're like in another translation.
But also definitely, like, younger Nasu is, like, more willing to be cavalier with stuff like sexual violence, which could be criticized for that stuff. So. Yeah.
Well, like, also too, I have read Notes, and I think Notes is funny, but also, like, it's not a good story.
Yeah. But yeah, that's an update on the Type Moon Journey. I was like, well, it makes sense to do this after Tsukihime.
Yeah, they are definitely, like, sister series in a lot of ways.
I've been picking away at Kagetsu Toya, but I won't talk about that until I'm done with it. But yeah, that's me for now.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
It kills me knowing that studio went on to just be the Demon Slayer, spin around really fast and particle effects people.
Lol.
There's elements of that in those Kara no Kyoukai movies.
They were always on course to where they are. The poison has been there from the beginning. It's just that it used to add flavor. It's not even restraint. It's that they didn't have. I don't know. It's like I think they've just got better at what they wanted to do, and it's just that's worse.
I could buy that.
IMO.
Don't worry.
2026, the year we all get into Demon Slayer.
Don't worry.
Right,
at least we have Science Sar looks over and sees how many seasons of Dandadan there gonna be.
Yeah.
We're all gonna drop into the Infinity Castle. Do.
Let's. Do we have any emails?
No.
Thank God.
I'm hungry. I've not had lunch.
I'm also hungry. I ordered Chipotle in the time since we started talking.
Sounds nice. I had like a brioche bun for breakfast, so I didn't even have a big breakfast.
Damn.
I had a banana, and then I said, "Oh, banana!" Like in Donkey Kong 64.
I should play Donkey Kong 64 this year.
You do it. That game's ass.
I know. End the fuck. You want to eat? Let me end the fucking podcast.
This is the Ultra Q story.
If you want to follow us online, you can do so on Blue Sky at Ultra QUEUE. You can also do so on Twitter if you want. I don't know why you would. We're at Ultra_QUEUE. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm at Red November. Mel.
You can send an email to ultraqpod@gmail.com. We have a coffee UltraQ fund. Also, look out for... It's already out by the time this episode's out, because I'm going to upload it on Christmas. It's going to be published on Christmas Eve, but the last Gamera movie pod, the end of Toronto time. We did it. We did all 12 movies in 12 months.
Well done.
Yeah, and then we're going to be moving on to some other stuff. Though we have some like additional Gamera cleanup, but we're going to rebrand. So it's like, keep the 12 episodes.
I imagine there's Gamera cleanup to be done. That's 12 kaiju movies.
Yeah.
That's so much
You won't
destruction.
believe what happens to Sendai.
Damn.
You should watch those 4 Heisei movies.
I should.
And also the.
Oh, go. No, you go.
I was gonna say the first 3-ish kaiju show movies.
Okay. Brad, your plugs.
As B Invoked, that's BEINVOKED on Blue Sky and YouTube.
Excellent. We are done here. Next week is a Skipping the Queue on Ultraman Omega episodes 18 through to 22.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good batch.
Yeah.
The best one, even, somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow.
We got a lot,
They're doing it.
We got a decent amount to talk about. Even Mothra Fanboy kind of liked it.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's good. Well, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Later. Merry Christmas.
星よ願う想いの叶え星神秘の宇宙守る男のふるさとはここウルトラの星そびえ立つウルトラのタワー憧れのゾンビセブンハロー東の空に輝く星よ童話の伝説伝え星君は見たのか英雄たちの思い出はここウルトラの星静かなるクリスタルタウンまた一人愛の戦士おしき父愛しき母